Right now, your brain is physically shrinking its ability to focus, and it's happening exactly every time you check a notification. You think you're choosing to look at your phone, but you're actually reacting to a neurological trigger designed to bypass your willpower entirely. And honestly, it is not your fault. It is not anyone's fault. It is just how our world is designed in 2026. It has surged since COVID as our brains got more used to staying it and looking at all the deadly screen. It is not hard to break out once understood. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover why your bad habits are actually engineered addictions, and by the end of this video, you'll have a specific protocol to reclaim your pre-exam brain and stop the digital rot. Let's break a myth first. There is nothing called a lazy student at this point in time. That label just doesn't exist. To some extent, we've all been there. You sit down with a textbook, a highlighter, and a dream of an A+. 10 minutes later, you're 4 layers deep into a Wikipedia thread about the history of the stapler sitting on your desk. You feel guilty. You feel like a failure. You think, I just have no discipline. But here's the honest truth. Discipline is not the problem. It is purely the environment we are living in. Your phone is a tiny Las Vegas slot machine that sits in your pocket, and it has been mathematically optimized by thousands of super smart engineers to ensure you keep pressing its buttons and never finish that assignment you need to turn in tomorrow. If you're struggling to focus, it's not a character flaw. It is the slot machine in your pocket. Honestly, at this point, your phone knows your thumb's favorite scrolling speed better than your best friend knows your birthday. Think of your focus like a bank account. Every time you focus on a hard task, you're making an investment. But every time you check a quick text, you're taking out a high-interest loan like a quick swipe on your credit card on Black Friday. You think it only takes 5 seconds to check a message, but the switching cost is actually closer to 20 minutes. Per research by neuroscientists, that is the average time it takes for your brain to reach back to deep work again. You are not multitasking between studying and texting. You are just keeping your brain in a state of permanent, low-level whiplash. Again, it is not your fault. It is, you guessed it, smartness of the slot machine. You're trying to run a marathon while someone keeps tying your shoelaces together every 100 steps. Let's dive deeper into the science of the slot machine in your pocket. Why is it so hard to put down? It's called variable ratio reinforcement. If every notification was a boring work email or an optional seminar invite, you'd never check it. But because 1 out of every 10 notifications is a funny meme or a message from a crush, your brain treats your phone like a Vegas slot machine. You're pulling the lever, hoping for a hit of dopamine. Just like the poor gambler, we all end with losing a lot thinking we gained so much. Stick with me till the end of this video to learn a personal cognitive reset technique, a method that turns that slot machine off so your brain can actually store the information you're reading. When you study, your brain moves information from short-term memory to long-term memory through a process called consolidation. This requires a quiet brain. But when you scroll through TikTok or Reels between study sessions, you're hitting your brain with a huge chunk of new, unrelated data. Your brain does not like that. The break you're taking on your phone is actually deleting the progress you just made. It is pure neuroscience. It is how our brains are designed to function. You're essentially clearing temp files in your brain's hard drive every time you refresh your feed. So, the temp files move to recycle bin, wait for a bit, and is eventually gone forever. It is poor environment design of the 21st century. Your phone truly is a thief who steals your memory. If you are enjoying this video, please give a thumbs up as it helps with the algorithm. Now back to the science of why your brain feels like scrambled eggs while you have a book in one hand and have Snapchat open on another. I said this a few times, that is not your fault, and that is true, but here is the one emotional truth you need to hear. Many students are or were guilty of this, myself included. Your phone is a shield you use to hide from the discomfort of being bad at something new. Think about it for a second. Learning is supposed to feel hard. It's supposed to feel like your brain is stretching. That boredom or frustration you feel when you hit a difficult math problem is the physical sensation of a neural pathway being built. But the second it gets hard, many students reach for the phone to kill the discomfort. By escaping the boredom, you are escaping the growth. You aren't doing poorly the exam because you're not smart. It is because you've lost the ability to sit with the itch of a hard problem. Bright students who get straight A's know this. They just won't ever tell you. We tell ourselves the lie, I am just picking up my phone to check time, I promise. Then we see a red bubble on our text message icon. Then we see a notification banner, an Instagram meme, a snap from our friend on vacation. Suddenly, 40 minutes have vanished. Our brains are prediction machines. We predict that the phone will give us relief from the stress of the exam or an intense study session. Nothing could be farther from the truth. The phone actually increases your cortisol, the stress hormone. Every notification makes you more anxious, not less. It is like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It is like trying to compete a monkey to climb a tall tree. It might be fun at the start, but eventually, you're definitely going to lose. So how do we solve this issue? The most successful students aren't the ones with the most willpower, they're the ones who have the highest boredom tolerance. If you can train yourself to be bored for 10 minutes over and over, you can do well in any exam. The context is that our world has eliminated dead time. We check our phones in elevators, in line for coffee, while crossing the street, which is very dangerous, and even in the bathroom. By filling every gap in your day with stimulation, you've forgotten how to let your brain be idle. An idle brain is where synthesis happens. So, take a real break between studies. Look outside the window. Talk to your dog or stare at the ceiling. These tiny things help way more than catching up on your notifications. Now, for the reward I promised, the cognitive reset protocol. To fix the damage, you don't need to throw your phone in a lake. You need to practice intermittent digital fasting. This is a scientifically proven rule to optimize focus right before you start your study session. First, the 20-foot rule. During study sessions, your phone must be physically at least 20 feet away in another room. The mere presence of a phone on a desk, even if it's face down, reduces your cognitive capacity by 10% because a part of your brain is actively working to ignore it. It is like 10% of your brain is assigned a task that is completely not necessary. Second, the buffer minute. Before you open your textbook, sit for 60 seconds in total silence with your eyes closed. Just breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Breathe out should be slightly longer than your breathe-ins. If it helps, keep a count of 1, 2, 3, 4 for breathe-ins and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for breathe-outs. This flushes the attention residue from your last digital interaction. Third, the batching method. Only check notifications at 2 specific times during a 3-hour study session. By doing this, you move from being a reactive learner to a proactive one. Your phone does not own you anymore. You own your phone. Everything we've discussed, the environment leading to this problem, the costs of switching between book and phone, identifying the memory thief, leads to one crucial realization. The exam isn't a test of your knowledge. It's a test of your attention. In the modern world, attention is the new IQ. If you can control your focus, you have a superpower that 90% of your peers have surrendered. You aren't just breezing through a test, you are rebuilding the neural architecture of a high performer. This stuff will help you beyond your grades today and the test tomorrow. It is a small win for your big life. Today's small win. So today's small win is to take your phone, put it in a drawer in a different room, and set a timer for just 25 minutes of focused work. Why 25? There is an interesting lesson called Pomodoro Technique, developed by Francesco Cirillo, which can be a part of a future video. Great time to subscribe so you don't miss it. Anyway, 25 minutes, no music with lyrics, no quick checks, just you and the material. When the timer goes off, don't reach for the phone immediately. Sit for 2 minutes and let the information settle. You'll be shocked at how much you actually remember when you aren't constantly interrupting yourself. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my other video on the unstoppable student routine. I'll link it right here for you. If this gave you clarity today, let me know in the comments. I go through each comment and it helps me create more videos that can benefit you. If you watch me, you'll feel calmer, clearer, and more in control. Like and subscribe for more tools to help your brain work with you, not against you.